I'm Peter Kolker. Ann was my wife. She was a wonderful person. We had a long marriage, and she was an ovarian cancer patient who realized that there was not the advocacy work that needed to be done to make the lives of ovarian cancer patients better. That's how she started the OCRA, or what is now called OCRA. And it was her hope that other women would become advocates for health benefits for women with ovarian cancer. So when we started the fellowship 5 years ago, it was our effort to continue Ann's work as her legacy. I think we've been able to establish a wonderful community of 4 fellows so far, and now we're looking for our 5th fellow to continue this work that's so important for women in the health policy area.
The fellowship was an amazing opportunity for me. I, one, have a personal connection to ovarian cancer. My mom is a survivor of over 10 years. With all the lessons that I learned as a fellow for the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance, and with the experience that I have now working for a healthcare nonprofit, I am now a prospective nursing student. I'm excited to take the next step in my career and really utilize all of the skills that I've gained, both in health policy and advocacy work, as well as in research contract management, and just really combining the two and working to help women and be more hands-on in the healthcare field.
Learning about the diagnostic odyssey for ovarian cancer and learning how long that it takes ovarian cancer patients to be diagnosed has really sparked my interest in continuing to work on rare cancers like ovarian cancer and rare diseases. Unfortunately, the diagnostic odyssey for rare diseases is much longer than for common diseases. Working now on rare disease issues, I've pride myself on working towards expediting cures for people living with rare cancers and rare diseases.
In the long run, this fellowship has really kind of reminded me and been a great learning experience, the importance of advocacy, especially for women's issues. And I think that's something I'm going to hold with me for the rest of my career, which hopefully will be something law related with that specific focus of women's health advocacy.
I ended up at this fellowship because I was finishing up my master's in public health at the University of Connecticut, and prior to that I spent 4 years there. So I was like, I love school, but I need to learn how to work in the real world and then come back to school. And I figured the best way to do that was to do a structured job that also gave me a lot of experience, but also had a time limit, so I couldn't procrastinate going back for my PhD. And that's where fellowships, I thought, were a wonderful opportunity. One of the things that we're doing this year as OCRA is developing our Health Equities Task Force. Disparities work has always been really important to me, and making sure everyone has access to the best care possible. And that's what I've been up to. The project is very dynamic. It's causing us to look internally and see where we either facilitate progressive ideas or we even facilitate things that could be seen as barriers in many ways. I think that this was probably the best start I could have had for my career, because I'm looking at policy formation from one side, and my aspiration was always to be on the other side. I wanted to be the legislator. I wanted to be the president of the United States, sitting there reading bills and tearing them up and editing them and things of that nature. But to be on the end where you are recognizing the need and crafting the language and mobilizing the forces is one that I'm getting from this fellowship that you just can't get as a policymaker.
I came to my public health career through a strong interest in advocating for health equity and access to health care, access to health services. I think that if you're driven by a strong sense of equity and a strong sense of justice and fairness in healthcare, I think that this is the fellowship for you.
I came at this with more of a policy interest, specifically women's health related issues. So I think it's also a really great fit for anybody interested in policy, interested in public health policy, and then specifically women's health. I think that's also this is also a phenomenal opportunity for people with those interests.
This is also a great opportunity not only for all the amazing reasons you just laid out, but it's also a great way to have a hands-on position, really get out there and have your voice heard for an issue and something that really needs elevation, especially in the health policy sphere. So it's a really great way to have your voice heard and have the voice of others heard through your advocacy.